Financial freedom. Nobody was going to save me. An American worker's 7-year journey from debt to freedom. Introduction. That terrible morning. Nobody was going to save me. I'll never forget the morning I realized this truth. March 29th, 2016. Tuesday morning, 6:47 a.m. My phone alarm went off, but I was already awake. I'd been staring at the ceiling since 3 a.m. because the day before my paycheck had arrived, and I was too scared to check my account. You know that feeling? Payday comes, you should be happy, but you can't be, because that money isn't yours. It belongs to the credit card companies, to your landlord, to your car loan, and you don't know what will be left to survive until the end of the month. I'm Michael Thompson, and on that morning in 2016, I was 32 years old. I worked as an account manager at a marketing firm in Denver, Colorado. I made $52,000 a year, an average salary in America. Not rich, not poor, but I was $68,000 in debt. If you can read, you can do the math. I owed more than my annual income. And this wasn't a mortgage or anything. Credit card debt, car loans, student loans, the kind of debts that kill you. That morning, I picked up my phone. I opened my banking app. I held my breath, and I looked. Account balance, $247. My paycheck had been $3,200 the day before. In 24 hours, $2,953 had evaporated. Automatic payments, minimum credit card installments, rent, bills, and $247 remained. There were still 28 days until the end of the month. That's when I understood. Nobody was going to save me. My parents were retired, struggling to get by. My boss wasn't going to give me a raise. The government wasn't going to shower me with money. I wasn't going to win the lottery. No rich relative was going to appear. Either I would save myself or I would burn in this hell until I was 65. And that day, that terrible $247 day, I decided to change my life.
Now it's 2025. I'm 39 years old, and I have a net worth of $285,000. I'm debt-free. I have investments, and I'm 9 years away from early retirement at 48. This isn't a miracle story. It's not a luck story. It's not a genius story either. This is a story of decisions, of discipline, and of doing the right thing every single day. Every damn day. And if you've also experienced that $247 morning, if you also stare at the ceiling at 3 a.m., if you also wonder, how am I going to get out of this? This story is for you, because I did it, and you can too. But I won't say it was easy. It wasn't. It was painful. It was isolating. There were days I wanted to quit, but I did it. And now I'm free. Let's begin. Chapter 1. How did I get here? First, let me tell you how I ended up $68,000 in debt. Because maybe you'll see yourself in this story. In 2006, I started college. University of Colorado Boulder. Business administration. I was 18 then, and I knew nothing about money, about debt, about the future. Nothing. My family taught me this. Finish college, get a good job, work, get married, retire. The classic American dream. But nobody taught me, how do you manage money while doing all this? First year, I moved into the dorm. And I saw those damn credit card tables. You know those tables everywhere on campus? Free t-shirt. Just apply for a credit card, it says. And I, 18 years old, stupid, ignorant me, applied for it. Discover card. My first card. $500 limit. Only for emergencies, I told myself. 2 months later, the limit was maxed out. Pizza, beer, video games. Each one was an emergency, of course. Then the second card. Chase. $1,000 limit. I'll be careful this time, I said. I wasn't. During 4 years of college, I got a total of 5 credit cards. When I graduated, I had $12,000 in credit card debt, plus $38,000 in student loans. Total, $50,000. I was only 22 years old, and I was starting my career with $50,000 in debt. No problem, I said. I'll get a good job and pay it off right away. I graduated in 2010. The crisis had just ended. Finding a job was hard, but I was lucky. I found a job at a marketing agency in Denver for $36,000. Gross, $36,000. Net take-home after taxes, about $27,000. $2,250 a month. I rented a small studio apartment in Denver. Monthly rent, $850. Car loan, $320. I had bought an old Honda Civic. Student loan minimum payment, $280. Credit card minimum payments, $240. Insurance, gas, phone, electricity, internet, $400. Total fixed expenses, $2,090. What remained? $160 for food, social life, everything. You can do the math. This isn't sustainable. But I was 22. I was young. I needed to live my life. Was I supposed to sit home while my friends went to bars? Couldn't I order pizza on Friday night? So I used the credit card. This month is tough. Next month will be better, I said. But it never was. It never got better. A year later, my credit card debt had gone from $12,000 to $18,000, and interest was eating me alive. 18 to 24% interest. I was paying $300 to $400 in interest alone every month. A whirlpool. I needed to earn more. In 2012, I changed jobs. It went up to $45,000. I was happy. Now I'll be saved, I said. But you know what I did? I moved to a bigger apartment. $1,200 rent. I got a better car. $450 payment. Because I deserved it, right? I was working, earning more. A little comfort was my right. 2014. Changed jobs again. $52,000. And at that point, I was $65,000 in debt. How did it happen? Because every time I got a raise, I increased my spending. Better meals, better vacations, better stuff. Because society said so. If you're successful, show it. And I arrived at that terrible morning in 2016. 32 years old, $68,000 in debt, $247 balance. Maybe you've lived a different story. Maybe medical debts, maybe divorce, maybe job loss, maybe family burden. But the result is the same. You're in debt, you're stressed, you feel exhausted, and you don't see a way out. I didn't see one either. That morning, I didn't see one. But then I did something. A small thing, but something that changed everything. I picked up a pen. I found a piece of paper, and I wrote. I wrote everything. Every debt, every expense, every income, everything. And for the first time, I saw the truth. As I wrote the numbers, I felt pressure in my chest, like there was a monster, and I was calling it by name for the first time. Student loan, $34,000, 6.8% interest. Credit card 1, Discover, $8,200, 22% interest. Credit card 2, Chase, $6,400, 19% interest. Credit card 3, Bank of America, $4,800, 24% interest. Credit card 4, Capital One, $3,100, 18% interest. Car loan, $11,500, 5% interest. Total, $68,000.
Total monthly minimum payment, $1,340. Do you know what that means? Every month, $400 to $500 of my $1,340 was going just to interest. I was throwing money into fire. I looked at that paper. My hands were shaking. My tears dripped onto the paper. And in that moment, I made a decision. Enough. I was going to stop being a victim. I wasn't going to say, I'm unlucky anymore. I wasn't going to keep saying, the system is broken. Yes, the system was broken. Yes, credit card companies were excessive. Yes, education was too expensive. But complaining wasn't going to save me. Action would. And that day, that $247 day, I took action. Now I'm going to tell you this. If you're in my 2016 state right now, read this chapter and take notes, because the first step is seeing the truth. Here's what you're going to do. Today, 1. Take a piece of paper or open your computer, Excel, Google Sheets, whatever. Write down every debt. For each one, total amount, interest rate, monthly minimum payment. Add it up. See your total debt. Breathe. Even cry if you need to, it's okay. But don't give up. This week, 1. Record every expense, coffee, gas, groceries, everything. Add it up at the end of the month. Mark the unnecessary ones. Is it hard? Yes. Does it hurt? Yes. Is it necessary? Absolutely. Because you can't change what you don't see. I saw it that day, and I started to change. How did I do it? Keep going, I'll tell you. But first, know this. If you're in a tough spot right now, don't be ashamed. I was too. Millions of people are too. What makes the difference is what you do now. Will you remain a victim, or will you become a warrior? I chose to be a warrior. What do you choose? Chapter 2. The first 90 days, the pain phase. The 90 days after that Tuesday morning were the hardest 90 days of my life. I won't lie to you, the first 3 months were pain, loneliness, my social life died, my friendships suffered. Some days I wanted to quit, but I didn't. Because those numbers on that paper were in my mind, $68,000, and I was determined to shrink that number. Here's what I did in the first 90 days. Day 1, budget shock. That Tuesday evening, I came home from work. I opened my computer. I created an Excel spreadsheet. Title, Michael's War Plan. Yes, I said war, because this was a war. Debt was fighting me, and I was going to win. First, I wrote my income. Gross salary, $52,000 per year. Net, take home, $3,200 per month. Then my fixed expenses. Rent, $1,200. Car loan, $450. Insurance, $180. Phone, $85. Internet, $60. Electricity, $80 average. Gas, $200. Debt minimum payments, $1,340. Total fixed expenses, $3,595. Wait, $3,595? But my income was $3,200. Negative $395. That was the problem. My fixed expenses exceeded my income. That's why I was using credit cards every month, the whirlpool. That moment, I understood I had to make radical changes. Days 2-7, gathering evidence. That week, I noted every expense, everything. Morning coffee at Starbucks, $5.50. Lunch out, $12. Dinner at Chipotle, $9.99. Netflix, $12.99 per month.
Spotify, $9.99 per month. Gym membership, $45 per month. Friday night bar, $40. Saturday night dinner with friends, $35. Online shopping on Amazon, $28. Video game, $60. A week later, I added it up, $780 in 1 week. $780. Unnecessary expenses. That made $3,120 per month. Do you understand? $3,120 a month was going to small expenses. I felt anger in my chest, anger at myself. How could I be so unconscious? But then I took a breath. Anger wouldn't work. Action was needed. Days 8 to 14, the cutting week. Second week, I cut. I cut everything. Starbucks? Done. I made coffee at home. A $20 bag of coffee lasted a month. Eating out? Done. I did grocery shopping. I spent $200, prepared 4 weeks of meals, chicken, rice, broccoli. Every day. Did I get bored? Yes, but I saved $480. Netflix, Spotify, gym, canceled. All of them. But these are small amounts, you say. Yes, but together it's $68 per month. $816 per year. In 5 years, $4,080. If you calculate with compound interest, this money could be $7,000 in 10 years. Bar, restaurant, social life? Stopped. When my friends called, I said no. Saying the first no was the hardest. Friday night, my best friend Jake called. Mike, bars tonight? Everyone's coming. I went quiet. I swallowed. Jake, I can't make it this time. What? Why? We're going to our usual spot. I know, but I'm tight on money. I can't come this month. Silence. Then he laughed. Come on, one night, 20, 30 bucks. Come, I'll buy your drinks. Ah, that was the difficulty. Peer pressure. The just one night syndrome. Jake, no, I can't come this month. Maybe next month. Okay, man, whatever you say. He hung up. His tone had changed. That night, I sat at home. I ate chicken, rice, broccoli. I saw my friends' photos at the bar on Instagram, laughing, having fun. And I was home, alone. Was I sad? Yes. Did I quit? No, because I had a number in my mind, $68,000. And every time I said no, I was attacking that number. Days 15 to 30, first small victory. At the end of the first month, I did the balance sheet. Income, $3,200. Fixed expenses, old system, $3,595. Fixed expenses, new system, $2,270. I canceled subscriptions, cooked at home, zero social spending. Remaining, $930. $930! For the first time, a positive balance at the end of the month. But wait, I still had that $1,340 debt payment. So, 930 minus 1,340 equals negative $410. I was still in the red. But this was a $520 improvement from last month. A small victory, but a victory. That night, I looked at that Excel spreadsheet and I smiled. For the first time, math was working.
Days 31 to 60, side income war. Second month, I realized cutting expenses wasn't enough. I needed to earn more. But how? I couldn't ask my boss for a raise. I had just gotten one. I couldn't take a second full-time job. Physically impossible. Solution? Side hustle. Saturday mornings, I started Uber from 7 a.m. to noon, 5 hours a week. I made an average of $80, $320 a month. Sunday evenings, I took small marketing gigs on freelancer.com.
2 to 3 jobs a month, $200 to $300 extra. At the end of the second month, normal income, $3,200, side income, $550, total, $3,750. Expenses, $2,270, still strict regimen. Remaining, $1,480. Debt payments, $1,340. Net remaining, $140. Still not much, but positive. For the first time, I was positive. I took that $140 and I hit the highest interest debt. Capital One, 24% interest, $3,100 debt. Minimum payment was $80. I paid $140, $60 extra. Small? Yes, but it was a start. Days 61 to 90. Determination awakens. Third month, something changed. A determination awakened inside me. Every morning, in the shower, I repeated this. I was $68,000 in debt, now $67,000. In 1 year, I'll be $50,000. In 2 years, $30,000. In 3 years, $0. A mantra. I was programming myself. My work increased. In addition to Uber, I did 2 more hours of freelance work in the evenings. During the day, I finished my lunch in 15 minutes and spent 45 minutes looking for freelance work. My friend said, "Mike has gone crazy." Maybe they were right. But when I did the balance sheet on day 90, I saw this. First month, $68,000 debt. Day 90, $66,200 debt. I reduced it by $1,800 in 3 months. Was it slow? Yes, but the direction was right. Down. For the first time, debt was decreasing. And when I saw that downward line on the graph, something opened in my chest. Hope. For the first time, I saw a way out. It was far, very far, but it was visible. And that hope carried me for another year.
Now stop. Now you think. 90 days, 3 months, a short time to change your life. What did I do? 1. I saw the truth. Budget. 2. I cut the unnecessary. Subscriptions, social spending. 3. I increased income. Side hustles. 4. I erased the first $1,800. Was it boring? Very. Was it painful? Yes. Was it isolating? Absolutely. But it worked. Now what will you do? If you're serious, do this. From today, 90 days. 1. Record your expenses every day. 2. Cut everything unnecessary. Netflix, Spotify, eating out, bars. 3. Find a side income. Uber, freelance, whatever. 4. Do a balance sheet on day 90. After 90 days, if debt has decreased, continue. If not, review your strategy. But most importantly, don't give up. The first 90 days were the hardest, but I laid the foundation. And now I'll tell you how I continued. Chapter 3, Year 1, Small Victories and Big Lessons. After day 90, I caught a rhythm. Every morning, I woke up at 5:30. I made my coffee. At home, 50 cents. I opened the computer. I checked my Excel spreadsheet. Debt, $66,200. Start, $68,000. Goal, 1 year later, $55,000. Monthly goal, $1,100 reduction. I did the math, $1,100 per month, hard but possible. Here are the milestones of that year. Months, 4 to 6, first big mistake.
It was painful. I got tired, exhausted. But in 6 weeks, I collected $1,800. I fixed the car. I didn't use the credit card. That moment, I understood how critical an emergency fund is. From that day on, I set aside $200 every month for emergency fund. Minimum goal, $3,000. 1 month's expenses. Months 7 to 9, social life conflict. In July, Jake got married. Bachelor party was in Las Vegas. 4 days. Estimated cost, $1,500. $1,500, my 1.5 months of debt payment. I didn't want to go, but this was Jake, my best friend. I was the best man. I was in a dilemma. In the end, I went, but I did it differently. While friends stayed in a 5-star hotel, I stayed in Airbnb. $60 per night, savings. While they went to clubs, I returned early. While they showered tips, I spent carefully. Total cost, $650. $850 savings. Friends said, Mike is being cheap. They chuckled, but I didn't care because that $850 was 2 months of debt payment. And the wedding itself, I spent $100 on a gift. Not big, but sincere. You know what Jake said? Mike, the best gift was you being there. Thank you. That moment I understood. Real friends see the value you give, not the money you spend. Months 10 to 12. First big victory. In December, a miracle happened. I got a performance bonus at work, $2,500. After tax, $1,800. Old me would have spent that money on vacation, would have bought a new TV, would have said, I deserve it. New me, you know what I did? I hit all $1,800 into debts in one shot. Capital One card, highest interest, 24%, completely closed. Zero. I'll never forget the moment I cut that card with scissors. I stood in the kitchen. I took the card in my hand. I looked at it. That damn thing had eaten me for 8 years, and now it was dying. Snip! I cut it in two. For the first time, a debt was completely gone. And I felt something. Lightness, like a 200-pound weight had been lifted from my shoulders.
Year 1 balance sheet. After 12 months, March 2017, I did the balance sheet. Start, March 2016, $68,000. End, March 2017, $53,800. Total reduction, $14,200. My annual goal, $13,000. I did $1,200 more. Closed debts, Capital One, 24% interest, 0. Half of Bank of America card. Remaining debts, student loan, $33,000. $1,000 reduction, low priority because low interest. Chase card, $5,100. Bank of America card, $2,400. Discover, $2,800. Car loan, $10,500. Emergency fund, $1,200. Goal, $3,000. Side income total, 1 year, $6,800. That year, I didn't just learn about money. I learned life lessons. Lesson 1. Discipline is stronger than motivation. First month, I started with motivation. Yes, I'll do it! Energy. But in month 4, motivation ran out. I got tired, bored. I wanted to quit. That moment I understood motivation is variable. It comes and goes. But discipline is permanent. Every morning, with or without motivation, I opened my spreadsheet, I checked my budget, because this was a habit, not motivation. Lesson 2. Small victories turn into big victories. Closing Capital One was a small victory, only $3,100, but morally, it was huge. Because for the first time, I said, I can do it, and I was right. And this confidence allowed me to attack the next debts. Lesson 3. Your environment affects your decisions. Jake's party was a test. Peer pressure is real. But I knew my priorities, and my priority was being debt-free, not having fun in Vegas. Some friends didn't understand. They distanced themselves. That's okay, because real friends support your goals. Now you, where do you want to be in 1 year? If you follow my path, $14,000 debt reduced, at least one credit card closed, you have an emergency fund, your self-confidence increases. But I won't say it's easy. Hard, very hard, exhausting, isolating. But is it worth it? Absolutely.
Let's continue. Year 2 was more exciting.
Chapter 4. Year 2, Momentum. When the second year started, April 2017, I felt different. I was no longer a debtor, I was a warrior. Fighting debt and winning. $53,800 remained. Still a lot, but much less than $68,000. My second year goal reduced to $38,000. $15,800 reduction, $1,316 per month. Hard, but the first year I had averaged $1,183. I needed $133 more. It was doable. Year 2 strategy. Increase income. First year I cut expenses. I found side income, but it still wasn't enough. Second year, my focus, increase income in my main job. In April 2017, I talked to my boss. "Hey Bob, I want to meet." I entered his office. I was ready. I had proven myself for 6 months. Extra projects, successful campaigns. "Bob, I've been here for 3 years. In the last year, I brought in 5 major clients. I increased the company's revenue by 15%. I think it's time for a raise." He frowned. "Mike, the economy is tough. Not everyone can get a raise." "I know, but I'm not everyone. The numbers are there." Silence. "What do you want?" $58,000, 11.5% increase. He thought. "I can give you $56,000. I accepted. $4,000 increase, $250 more per month. Net. Was it small? Yes, but it was $3,000 a year, and every dollar counted. Months 13 to 18. Snowball effect. In the first 6 months of the second year, I applied the debt snowball method. What does that mean? Pay off your smallest debt first, as fast as possible. When it's done, move to the next. Ranking: 1. Bank of America card, $2,400, 24% interest. Closed in month 4. 2. Discover, $2,800, 22% interest. Closed in month 6. 3. Chase, $5,100, 19% interest. Closed in month 10. As each one closed, I added that payment to the next. The snowball grew. Bank of America done. $80 per month freed, added to Chase. Discover done. $90 per month freed, added to Chase. In October 2017, all my credit cards were closed. That day, I lined up the 5 cards side by side. I took a photo, and I cut them with scissors. I posted it on Instagram. Debt-free credit cards. 5 out of 5 closed. Only car and student loan left. I got 200 likes. People wrote, "How did you do it? Teach me too. You're an inspiration." And that moment, I understood. My story wasn't just mine. It was inspiring others. Months 19 to 24. Attack on car loan. Remaining debts. Car loan, $9,200, 5% interest. Student loan, $32,400, 6.8% interest. Which one should I attack? Mathematically, student loan first, higher interest. But psychologically, car loan, smaller would finish faster. I chose psychology. Because I had learned in the first year, small victories increase motivation. In 6 months, I finished the car. Total $9,200 plus interest equals $9,800 paid. March 2018, car loan closed. Now the car was mine, completely. That day, I stood in front of the car. My old Honda Civic. 2008 model. 180,000 miles. Beat up, but mine. And tears came. Because this car was a symbol of my freedom. Year 2 balance sheet. March 2018.
Start March 2017, $53,800. And March 2018, $32,400. Reduction, $21,400. Goal, $15,800. I did $5,600 more. Closed debts, Bank of America, Discover, Chase, car loan. Remaining, only student loan. Emergency fund, $4,200. Goal $3,000 exceeded. Net worth calculated for the first time. Assets, car, $4,000 value, plus emergency fund, $4,200, equals $8,200. Debt, $32,400. Net, negative $24,200. Still negative, but 2 years ago, I was at negative $68,000. $43,800 progress. Lessons from Year 2. Lesson 4. Momentum is real. First year, I reduced $14,200. Second year, I reduced $21,400.
Why? Because momentum accumulates. Small victories turn into great determination. First year, every day I asked, "Can I do it?" Second year I asked, "How fast can I finish?" Mindset changed. Lesson 5. Income increase changes the game. $4,000 raise seemed small, but it was $3,000 a year extra, and that money went directly to debts. Advocate for yourself. Don't wait for your boss to give you a raise. Ask. If you deserve it, take it. Lesson 6. People notice. At the end of the second year, people noticed my change. "Mike, you lost weight." Yes, when you don't eat out, you lose weight. "Mike, you hang out less." Yes, I wasn't doing social spending. "Mike, what's with you? You look happy." Yes, when debt decreases, stress decreases. The change wasn't just financial, it was physical and emotional. 2 years, $35,600 debt erased, $32,400 remaining. And now I was ready for the final move. Student loan, the biggest monster, $32,400. But I wasn't scared anymore, because I had reduced $35,600 in 2 years. I could reduce the student loan too. Let's continue. Chapter 5, Years 3 and 4, The Fight with the Final Monster. March 2018, I was 34 years old, and one debt remained in front of me. Student loan, $32,400. This number scared me. Why? Because student loan was different from the others. I could close credit cards quickly. I finished the car in 6 months. But $32,400? This was different, big, and exhausting. First night, I looked at my Excel spreadsheet. I calculated. If I pay $1,500 a month, 24 months, 2 years. If I pay $2,000 a month, 18 months, 1.5 years. If I pay $2,700 a month, 13 months, 1 year. 1 year! It sounded impossible, but a voice inside me said, "Try."
Year 3 strategy. Give everything. Third year, I made a radical decision. I would hit everything into this debt. My salary, $56,000. Net, $3,450 per month. My fixed expenses, $2,100. Rent, bills, food, gas. Still living minimalist. Side income, Uber plus freelance, $800 per month. Total that could go to debt, $3,450 plus $800 minus $2,100 equals $2,150 per month. $2,150 per month, above my $2,000 goal. But was it enough? No, I wanted more. Increase Side Income version 2.0. In April 2018, I quit Uber. Why? Because my hourly earnings were low, $15 to $18 per hour, excluding gas and wear. What did I do instead? I focused on freelance marketing. I created profiles on Upwork and Freelancer. I prepared a portfolio from my previous work, and I actively looked for jobs. First month, I got 3 projects, total $600, working 10 hours a week. Second month, clients came back. Mike, do you have another project? Yes, I did, and I increased my rate. I raised it to $25 per hour. Third month, I had regular clients, $1,200 freelance income per month. Main job plus freelance, $3,450 plus $1,200 equals $4,650 per month. Expenses, $2,100. Going to debt, $2,550 per month. With this number, I could finish the student loan in 13 months, a little over a year. My goal? March 2019, 12 months later. Months 25 to 30. The first 6 months, war. First 6 months, I worked like a machine. Daily routine, 5:30, wake up. 6 o'clock, prepare for main job. 7:30 to 5 p.m., main job. 6 to 8 p.m., dinner plus rest. 8 to 11 p.m., freelance work. 11:30, sleep. 6 days a week. Sundays, complete rest. Was it exhausting? Incredibly. In September 2018, one Saturday morning, I woke up. My head was spinning. I was burned out. I looked in the mirror, dark circles under my eyes, pale face. I had lost 15 pounds, unhealthily, from stress and exhaustion. That moment I understood, this isn't sustainable. I had to make a choice, either lower the tempo or collapse.
Balance adjustment. That week, I made a change. I reduced freelance work from 15 hours a week to 10 hours. Income dropped from $1,200 to $900, but my health improved. And I understood this. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Instead of $2,550, I started paying $2,250 a month. This meant I could finish the student loan in 15 months, 3 months longer, but more sustainable. Months 31 to 36, halfway. December 2018. It had been 3 years. Month 36 of my debt journey. Student loan balance, $18,700. Started, it was $34,000. First year, $2,000 reduction, then $32,000 remained. I reduced $15,300 in 18 months. I had finished almost half. That day, I gave myself a reward, small but meaningful. I went to Starbucks. For the first time in 30 months, I got a cappuccino, $5.50. I sat at a table. I sipped. And tears came, because 3 years ago, I went to Starbucks every day, without thinking, and debts were piling up. Now I was drinking a cappuccino once every 3 years, and debts were melting. This coffee was the taste of freedom. Year 3 balance sheet. March 2019. Start March 2018, $32,400. End March 2019, $11,200. Reduction, $21,200. Remaining $11,200 student loan. Emergency fund, $6,000. 2 months expenses. Net worth, assets car, $3,500 plus emergency fund, $6,000 equals $9,500. Debt, $11,200. Net, negative $1,700. For the first time, my net worth rose above negative $2,000. 3 years ago, I was at negative $68,000. Now, negative $1,700.
$66,300 progress in 3 years. Year 4, final move. In March 2019, I turned 35 and I made a promise. Before I turned 36, I'll be debt-free. $11,200, 12 months, $950 per month was enough, minimum plus interest. But I didn't settle for $950. I paid $1,400 because I wanted to finish in 8 months.
Months 37 to 40, final stretch. The first 4 months of the 4th year was a strange period because I could see the end now. The finish line was close, and this was both exciting and scary. Exciting, I would finally be debt-free. Scary, then what would happen? For 3.5 years, my life was locked on one goal: finish debts. But once it's done, who would I be? What would I do? This identity crisis was real, because I was the guy fighting debt. Once debt is gone, who am I? I asked my psychologist friend Laura, "Mike, you're not debt. You're a man who achieves goals. Now find a new goal." She was right. Months 41 to 44, final countdown. July 2019, student loan, $4,200. Every day I looked at that number, 4,200, 3,800, 3,400. Each payment was a victory. August 2019, loan, $1,800. I got a big project from freelance, $2,500 in one shot. And I decided I'm hitting it all. August 28, 2019, Wednesday, 2:32 p.m., I entered the bank and I told the representative, I want to completely close my student loan. She said, all of it? I said, yes, $1,847.32, all of it. She processed it. I looked at the screen. Payment successful. Balance $0.00. Zero. The representative smiled. Congratulations, you're debt-free. At the bank exit, I stopped. The sun was hitting my face. I took a breath, and I yelled, there in the middle of the street, I'm debt-free! I'm debt-free! People turned and looked. I didn't care, because 3 years and 5 months ago, I was $68,000 in debt, and now I was $0, completely free. Chapter 6. Debt-free life and new beginning. What does being debt-free feel like? I can tell you this. The first week, I felt strange. For 3.5 years, on the first day of every month, I would open my Excel spreadsheet, update debts. This was a ritual. September 1st, 2019, I opened the computer. I was going to open the spreadsheet, but there was no debt. The screen was empty. A strange feeling of emptiness, like the heavy bag I had been carrying for 3.5 years had suddenly dropped. I was light, but I didn't know what to do.
First month, I went into shock. Paycheck came, bills were paid, and $2,100 remained. $2,100, positive. For 3.5 years, this money had been going to debts. Now where would it go? First week, I did something stupid. I bought unnecessary things from Amazon. I deserve it, I said. I spent $400. Then I stopped. What are you doing, Mike? I said to myself. For 3.5 years, you were disciplined. Don't ruin it now. I returned those $400, all of them, and I made a new plan. New plan. Build assets. Debts were done, but I wasn't rich yet. My net worth? Positive $6,000. Emergency fund. This wasn't enough. Now it was time for step 2, investment. I followed Dave Ramsey's baby steps. 1, check. $1,000 emergency fund. Done. I have $6,000. 2. Check. Pay all debts. Done. 3. Next, 3 to 6 months expenses emergency fund. Goal, $15,000. 4. Next, invest for retirement. 15% of income. 5. Next, save for home down payment. Step 3. Full emergency fund, September 2019 to February 2020. First goal, $15,000 emergency fund. I already had $6,000. I needed $9,000 more. If I set aside $1,500 a month, 6 months. In February 2020, I reached $15,000. And for the first time in my life, I felt real security. Car brakes? I have $15,000. I lose my job? I can live for 6 months. Emergency health issue? Covered. This was peace. For the first time, I slept comfortably at night. Step 4. Investment. March 2020 to 2024. March 2020. I was 36 years old, and my investment account was $0. Was it late? Yes, but better than nothing. First step, 401k. My workplace had a 401k retirement account. Company did 4% matching. If I put 4%, they put 4%. But I hadn't participated for 3.5 years because all my money was going to debts.
Now I joined. I put 15% of salary. $56,000 salary times 15% equals $8,400 per year, equals $700 per month. Company matching, 4%, $2,240 per year. Total annual investment, $10,640. I did the calculation. If from age 36 to age 65, 7% annual return, 30 years times $10,640 equals $318,000 I'll put in. With compound interest, about $1,070,000. Millionaire at 65. But I wanted better, earlier. Adding Roth IRA. In addition to 401k, I opened a Roth IRA. What is Roth IRA? You put in after-tax money, but when you withdraw, no tax. After age 65, completely tax-free money. Annual limit $6,000 in 2020. Monthly $500. Total monthly investment 401k $700. Roth IRA $500. Total $1,200 per month. Remaining from salary $3,450 minus $2,100 expenses minus $1,200 investment equals $150. I was investing almost all my income, but this time into money that would come back to me. Pandemic period 2020 to 2021. In March 2020, the pandemic started. The world shut down. My job? Luckily, it shifted to work from home. I didn't lose my job, but many people did. During that period, I understood how critical my emergency fund was. $15,000. Even if there's an earthquake, I was safe. But others? Many friends became unemployed, couldn't pay rent, panicked. Me? I was at peace because I was prepared. During the pandemic, my expenses dropped. We weren't going out, no travel, no restaurants, and I invested more. The stock market crashed. March 2020, S&P 500 fell 34%. People panicked, withdrew their investments. Me? I bought more. Warren Buffett's quote, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." It was a time of fear. I was greedy. Every month, I invested $1,500. I bought at a discount. In 2021, the stock market recovered.
S&P 500 reached all-time high. My investment account, $38,000 in 2 years. Start, $0. Progress, incredible.
$90,000. I had $142,000 in investments plus $15,000 emergency fund. If I withdraw $90,000, I'd have $67,000 remaining, investment plus emergency. Was it risky? A bit, but doable. June 2024, we bought a home. $465,000, 20% down, 30-year fixed mortgage, 6.2% interest. For the first time, I took on good debt because a home is an asset that appreciates. Credit card debt, depreciating. Home mortgage, appreciating. That was the difference. End of 2024 balance sheet. December 2024. I'm 40 years old, and here is my balance sheet. Assets. Home value, $485,000. In 6 months, it gained $20,000 value. Home equity, $95,000. Down payment, $90K, plus value increase, $20K, minus mortgage payment. Investment accounts, $76,000. From $142K, withdrew $90K, but continuing to add every month. Emergency fund, $18,000. Car, $2,000, now old. Total assets, $191,000. Debts, mortgage, $358,000. Total debt, $358,000. Net worth, negative $167,000. Wait, negative? Yes, because mortgage is a big debt, but this isn't bad negative. Because 1. Home is appreciating. 2. Every mortgage payment increases my equity. 3. Investments are growing with compound interest. In 10 years, 2034, calculation, home value, about $650,000. 3% annual increase. Mortgage remaining, about $300,000. Equity, $350,000. Investments, about $450,000. 8% return plus monthly contribution. Total net, about $800,000. At age 48, almost a millionaire. And that's when early retirement. Chapter 7. Financial Freedom and the Future. March 2025. I'm 41 years old, and I'm telling you this story. From $68,000 in debt in 8.5 years to net positive $191,000 assets, excluding mortgage, positive $285K net. How do I feel? Free. If I hate my job, I can quit. My $18,000 emergency fund can carry me for 8 months. I can find a new job. If my car breaks, I don't need to use a credit card to pay for it. If there's an emergency health issue, I can cover it. This is financial freedom. Not being a millionaire, being able to make choices.
Early retirement plan. My goal, retire at 48. 7 years left. Plan, continue investments, $1,500 per month. In 7 years, about $450,000 investment. Home equity, about $160,000. Total net worth, about $610,000. $610,000 with 4% withdrawal rule, $24,400 per year passive income. Plus Emily's income, plus rental income. We'll probably buy an investment property. At 48, I won't have to work. If I want to work, I will. If I don't want to, I won't. This is financial freedom. How did my life change? Not just financially. Everything changed. Relationships. When I met Emily, I was debt-free and financially responsible. This provided a solid foundation for the relationship. We don't fight about money because we both have the same values. Health. Stress decreased. In 2016, I wasn't sleeping at night. Now, I sleep comfortably. Blood pressure normalized. I lost weight. Healthily, now I exercise. Career. I'm no longer working because I have to. I'm working because I want to. This changed my perspective. I'm more creative.
more productive, and the strange thing, I'm earning more. Because in the absence of desperation, my value increased. Generosity. For the first time, I can help others. I donate to church. I support charities. When my brother got into difficulty, I could send $2,000 without asking, because I could. This feeling is indescribable. My final message to you. Maybe right now you feel like you're $68,000 in debt. Maybe more, maybe less. But the number doesn't matter. What matters, making a decision. I made a decision at 32 with $68,000 in debt. You can make your decision today too. Is it easy? No. The first 90 days will hurt. Your friends won't understand when you say no. You'll get tired. You'll want to quit. But after 1 year, you'll look at your first victory, $10,000 debt reduced, and you'll say, I can do it. After 2 years, you'll close your first debt, and you'll cut that card with scissors, and you'll cry from happiness. After 3 years, you'll be almost done. And when you make the final payment, you'll yell, I'm free! And in that moment, your life will change.
You can do it too. This story isn't a genius story. It's not a luck story. It's not an inheritance story. This is a discipline story. The story of making the right decision every single day. Home coffee instead of Starbucks. Movie at home instead of bar. Old car instead of new car. Cash instead of credit card. Small decisions, but repeated 1,000 times, big results. And you can do it too. But if you don't, nobody will. The government won't save you. Your boss won't save you. You won't win the lottery. You will save yourself. Or you'll continue to remain a victim. The choice is yours. I made my choice on that terrible $247 morning in 2016. You make your choice today. Conclusion. Now it's your turn. Now close the computer. Close the phone. Take a piece of paper. Take a pen and write. Write every debt. Write every expense. Write every unnecessary thing. And cut. Starting today, cut. Give yourself 90 days. Just 90 days. For 90 days, suffer, cut, save, pay. After 90 days, if debt hasn't decreased, come and tell me. You're right, it didn't work. But it will decrease. I know, because math doesn't lie. And when you see that decrease, your motivation will increase. And after 1 year, you'll look back and be amazed. Wow, I did this. After 2 years, I can't believe I've progressed this much. After 3 years, I'm free. And after 8 years, maybe you'll be like me. Debt-free, with investments, bright future. But you must start. If you don't start, nothing changes. In 5 years, you'll still be in the same place, still the same debts, still the same stress. And you'll say, I wish I had started 5 years ago. Today is that 5 years ago day. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not New Year. Today. Now go. Open that notebook. Write your debts. Cut the first expense. Take the first step. And never, never, never give up. Because you can do it too.
I did it. You can do it. And 8 years from now, maybe you'll be telling someone your own story. I was $68,000 in debt. Now I'm free. Come on, start. Because nobody is going to save you. You will save yourself. And this will be the most beautiful story. I'm proud of you. You haven't started yet, but I know you will. Because if you read this story all the way here, you're serious. And serious people change their lives. Now go and change it. Good luck, warrior. Michael Thompson, Denver, Colorado, 2025. Appendix. Practical steps for you. The story is over, but your journey is just beginning. Here's exactly what you'll do. Today, 5 minutes. Open an Excel file or Google Sheets.
Write the title, Your Name's Freedom Path. First column, debt name. Second column, total amount. Third column, interest rate. Fourth column, monthly minimum payment. This week, 30 minutes. Get your last 3 months' bank statements. Categorize all expenses. Necessary, rent, bills, basic food. Semi-necessary, phone, internet, transportation. Unnecessary, eating out, subscriptions, entertainment. Add up the unnecessary. Be shocked. It'll probably be $500 to $1,000 per month. This month, 5 minutes every day. Record every expense. App, Mint, YNAB, or simple Excel. Check daily. Cut the unnecessary. Add up at month end. First 90 days goal. Cancel at least one subscription. Netflix, Spotify, gym. Reduce eating out by 75%. Find a side income. Freelance, Uber, whatever. Reduce first $500 to $1,000 of debt. Year 1 goal. Reduce 20% of your total debt. Close at least one credit card. Create $1,000 emergency fund. Year 3 goal. All credit cards closed. Emergency fund reached 3 months' expenses. If you have car loan, closed. Year 5 goal. Completely debt-free, except home mortgage. Investment account opened. Net worth positive.
Final word. This path isn't easy, but it's worth it. After 8 years, you'll look back and be amazed, and you'll say, I wish I had started earlier. But at least you started, and that is everything. I'm proud of you, stranger. Now go and change your life, because you can.